Welcome to Bluesky's Builder Gel Live. So today we're going to go through some Builder Gel application techniques using Bluesky's Fast and Easy Builder Gel. So while we're just waiting for a few other people to join, I'm just going to go through what Builder Gel is and how we can use it. So Builder Gel is a thicker consistency, a thicker viscosity gel. And I've got a couple of shades here to show you from Bluesky's range. So Bluesky's got about 12 colours in total, and I've got 4 here to share with you today. So we'll start off with the lightest one first, and this is Natural Beauty. This is quite a milky builder gel, and you can see that the consistency is quite thicker and are quite more viscose than your typical gel polishes, base coats and top coats. Next up, one of my favourites to use is Pale. This is a beautiful colour and it looks really great for nail art. Again, you can see how it's quite thicker, but it's a really beautiful colour. Another one of my favourites is Latte. This is quite more of a pinkier, beigeier colour, but again looks great underneath nail art and suits a lot of client skin tones. Again, you can see how it is a quite thicker, gloopier product, and that's how it gives you your strength. And then lastly, I've got Dusty Rose, which is the pinkest out of the shades that I have in my kit. And you can see how it's got much of a peachier, pinkier colour to it compared to the others. So tonight I'm going to be working using Latte, as that is the colour that I prefer to use on my nails. So how you use Builder Gel is that you can use it as an overlay, you can do extensions up to 2 millimeters, and you can fix broken nails with it. So it's a really handy product to have in your kit. If you struggle with your wear and tear of your nails, they don't last too long, or you're a bit more heavy-handed, or you really struggle just to not grow your nails, it can be a great product because it does make your nails harder and therefore less likely to break while you're wearing the product. So to compare it to your normal base coat, you can see how thin and gloopy and thin and runny your normal base coats are, but when you come to the Builder Gel, it is a lot thicker. So to start off by applying it, I'm going to demonstrate on 2 fingers tonight. First of all, how you do a Builder Gel infill, and secondly, how you do it on a soaked off, so a normal natural nail. So you can infill this product or you can soak it off with acetone and go from a bare nail. If you've got any questions at any point, please feel free to ask them, and make sure you keep tapping the like button if you're enjoying what you're seeing. Just going to make sure I can see any comments that are coming up. Perfect. So to start off, give me a second. So to start off, we're going to start off with any normal nail prep. So make sure that you're filing your nails into a desired length and shape. I go for a square shape, so that's what we're going to start off with. And then your normal cuticle prep. So I've already prepped my nails, but I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate how I would. So using a cuticle pusher, we're going to start off by gently pushing back those cuticles. Not sure if this is in focus, guys, so if you can let me know if it's not. Seems to be a little bit more blurry. So you're just gently pushing back those cuticles. If you don't have a metal cuticle pusher, you can also use an orange stick, and they do the exact same job by using the more slanted side. And again, you're just gently pushing back that proximal nail fold. If you do have a cuticle pusher and you've got the more cuticle knife bit at the end, you can then go around getting rid of the non-living tissue from the sides of the nail. You can see how that bit is starting to get rid of the non-living tissue from the side of the nail. Once you've gone and prepped your cuticles, if there's any non-living tissue you want to nip away, you can use nippers, and if not, you can just go in and make sure that you take away the shine from the natural nail. On the infill finger, we're going to focus on the area of outgrowth and blend in the product that's already onto the nail into the natural nail. It's really important to keep your file moving at all times, as you don't want to keep filing over the same piece of nail, because that over time will weaken your nails. As I've already done this, I'm just going to quickly nail that you've soaked off. All of this under here will have already previously have been soaked off and prepped previously, so you just want to go over and again focus on that new growth and gently buff out any imperfections on the natural nail. If you've got any questions, make sure to drop them in the comment box. Hi girls. So there we go, the two nails are prepped now, so I'm going to go in with my dehydrator solution. Bluesky have two different ways of doing this. You can either use their cleanser with a lint-free wipe, or you can use their pre-soaked cleanser wipes. Just going to go in with the wipe and make sure that you scrub all the oils and dust of the nail before we go on to the builder gel application. Oh, thank you. I am quite fortunate that I've got some quite long natural nail beds. So with that lint-free or cleansing wipe, you're just making sure that you remove all oils and dust free from the nail plate, ready for the builder gel application. So the Fast and Easy Builder Gel is a soft builder gel. That doesn't mean anything about its strength, because it's still a very hard product, but it does mean that it is soakable, so there is always the option to remove it fully, like I have here. So there we go, that is two nails all prepped, ready for builder gel application. We've got the natural nail that has been soaked off, and then we have got the one ready for infill. I'm just going to have a quick scan of the comments before we start. Okay, so I'm going to be using Latte for the application today, and whether you're doing a natural nail or an infill, it's the exact same steps. So we're going to start off making sure we have as little product on the brush as possible. And our first layer is going to be a base layer. So you don't need a base coat, because the Fast and Easy Builder Gel has a base coat built into it, but you still need to make sure that adhesion is to the nail plate. So we're going to start off really scrubbing that product into the nail plate. Nice thin layer. And you want to make sure that you're not going to touch any skin. If you do touch some skin, it's absolutely fine. Take your cleanser wipe again and wipe it off before it goes in the lamp. So you can see that it's a really rough layer. There's not very shine. The line of light is not smooth, and that is going to be really great for adhesion and make your builder gel sets last longer. Going to repeat the same on the other nail now, making sure there's very little product on the brush, and again, really scrubbing that into the plate, making sure that you don't flood the cuticle and that you're covering the whole nail plate. And then once you've done this, you can pop it into the lamp. The lamp I'm using tonight is the Bluesky lamp, and this one here. So we're going to pop that into the lamp now. Thank you, Yaz. Has anyone here used Builder Gel before? And does anyone have any problems using it, or any tips for using it? So sometimes some builder gels, when you put your hand in the lamp, they can feel really hot, and it's called a heat spike. It's nothing to worry about, but you should remove your hand before putting it back in. The way that this builder gel is formulated, I very rarely get any heat spikes because it's been taken into account in the formulation process to make sure that it doesn't cure too fast. So they're out of the lamp now. So we're going to go into our second layer. Now this second layer is a strengthening layer. This is the layer that's going to build your structure, and it's going to make your nails last longer and make them stronger and longer. So this time you do want to take a little bit more product, not lots, but a little more. You might hear some people refer to this as a bead, and I am going to do one nail at a time just for ease. I'm going to give you a tip for that in a minute. Hola_P21. So we're going to go in again with a little bit more product. Can you see how I'm adding more product to the nail this time? And we're going to push that up to the cuticle. We're then going to pull that down and pull it around the sides. Once you've got the foundation, you can go in and add a little bit more product to start building that apex in the middle. I'm focusing all the product to the centre of the nail to make sure that we don't flood the sides. Now that I've got as much product as I want on, I'm going to take a liner brush and this is where I'm going to work the product into the sides of the nail. This builder gel is really good at self-leveling, so you can use gravity to help get the product where you want it. So I'm just using little strokes of my brush, little dabbing motions, and with the aid of gravity, it's moving exactly where I want it to. If you want to go a little bit closer to the cuticle, you can do this again by just moving the product there. So you can see with the light that is pretty much, I have got two lights overhead, which is why you're getting two reflections, but it has pretty much levelled. But if you are struggling with a bit of levelling or you want to make sure it's definitely levelled, I highly suggest that you tip your finger upside down, watching it as you do. And again, with that aid of gravity, it's just going to level out perfectly. You can see it's gone a little bit towards the tip there, and you can see that there is a little bit of a divot. So again, you're just going to use your liner brush and just dabbing motions to put the product where you want it. You want to keep your sides nice and thin and help build that structure in the middle. So once you're happy with it, you can put it in the lamp. If it's not perfect, it doesn't matter because you are going to come back and refine it at the end. So just have a little scan through comments. And I remember earlier someone saying about how they sometimes find lifting at the sides. So one great tip for lifting at the sides is to make sure you don't put too much product on the sides. And once you finish your application, I always go back and file. So I do finish filing, and this just means that there's any little bits that just filed smooth, so there's no edges to could cause catching or lifting. Yes, thickness doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to last longer. It doesn't necessarily mean that your nails are going to be harder. It's all about the application, having the right amount of product in the right place. And that's the way that your nails are going to last the longest. I've just had a set of nails on that's been on for 4 weeks, and the only reason I took them off is because of the length. There was nothing wrong with lifting or anything like that. And a lot of my clients do 3 weeks with very minimal lifting. I think that is all questions for now. If you have got any more questions, just pop them in. If you've got any questions after the live, feel free to message me. So I'm nailed_ by Emily, or Bluesky as themselves as well. So that's come out of the lamp, and I'm happy if we just turn this light off here, just to cause any confusion. You can see how that light is nice and smooth. There's no lumps and bumps. In because I have taken the old builder gel quite smoothly and blended it into the new growth. But you've got to be mindful that there is already a bit of thickness of product on, so you don't want to be adding too much. So once again, a little bit more product on my brush, starting in the middle and working my way up to the cuticle, ensuring that I don't flood the cuticles. If you did flood the cuticles, and I'm going to do it now, see how I flooded the cuticle there? There's a great tip to get rid of this. If you put it in the lamp, it's going to be a lifting nightmare, so you've got to make sure you fix it before you cure. But my top tip is to use any of the Bluesky silicone tools, which are on the end of the dotting tools. My favourite one to do this is this slanted round one here. So if you just go around the cuticle, it fits in nicely and it helps just remove that product really easily, and you're no longer going to have that bulkiness at the cuticle or lifting problem. You can also do this with slanted nail art brushes, but you should really avoid doing it with your finger, because you shouldn't be touching any wet gel on your skin. So that's another top tip, and it's the same for gel colour. Any gel product, if it ever touches the cuticle, those dotting tools are great for getting rid of that. I know with my clients, sometimes if they're talking to me or if they're reaching over, they can move all of a sudden, and because I'm painting so closely to their cuticle, I can knock it, and that's a great way for me to get rid of it. So again, just focusing the product into the middle, pushing up to the cuticle, and less products on the side to avoid any flooding. And then once you're happy with the amount of product that's on there, you're going to use your liner brush to dab the product around. The liner brush is a great way for you to get closer to the cuticle, closer to the free edge, and close to those side walls. I think there's too much product over here, so I'm just going to dab that back into the middle. Again, once you're happy with the rough shape, tip it over for about 20 seconds or so, making sure it's level, and turn it back over. And this line of light is a great way to know whether you have got that smooth apex or not. I find when you're doing it on yourself, it's really important to make sure you're looking at all different angles. And you'll find on clients too, there is better ways to look at the nails and look at the angles. Okay, I'm going to leave that one there just so I can show you how to do some refining. So I'm going to pop that one into the lamp. When you are working on clients, I suggest doing 1 or 2 fingers at a time. It is quite a thicker product compared to other Bluesky products, but in terms of how the builder gels go from other brands, it is a thinner viscosity. I really like that because it self-levels really easily and you don't have to do much refining, but it does mean, especially in warmer weather, and if your clients aren't sitting still, or you're doing your own nails and you're trying to tip your hands different directions, because it's so good at self-leveling, it can run. So I always do 1 or 2 fingers at a time, and I always do the thumb on its own and cure them for a full cure in between. So if you're working on a client, you can just switch between each hand. If you're working on yourself, 2 fingers, in the go. Does anyone get any more questions or struggles with Builder Gel? I know I get people messaging me all the time about it. Yeah, the silicone tool's really good and handy. I find it much better than using a nail art brush for getting product off the cuticle. Right, so those ones are done. So you can see that the Builder Gel is applied. So I'm going to go back in with my lint-free wipe / cleansing pad, and I'm going to wipe the tacky layer off the nails. I always do this before going in with a nail file or buffer so it doesn't damage the surface. You shouldn't need to refine that much with this technique, but there can always be little bits that have moved within the lamp. So to refine, I'm going to take my Bluesky 100-180 grit buffer, and I'm going to lightly buff over the edge. Focus on making sure those side walls are nice and thin and that the product is focused in the centre. And getting around that cuticle. And then there's my top tip, is also to go around the free edge with your buffer, and I really find this helps with any lifting, because it just means that you've got all your edges, they're all nice and soft, and there's nothing that's going to catch or lift when water gets underneath it and things like that. And I'm just going to go on to the other finger. I'm not a huge fan of the duck nail shape, so I don't think we'll be doing that today. If anyone's got any more comments, please feel free to add them below. So on this one, I deliberately left a little bit more towards the free edge just to show you how you can, if you're not happy with your shape, it's really easy just to refine at the end. So you just need to go over with your buffer and you can perfect that shape. If you've left your client's nails a little bit long, you can also take a normal nail file and refine the shape still at this stage. It's a really durable product and it's lovely to work with. And there's quite a few shades now as well, so there's something for everybody. So once you're happy with the shape and the application and you've done all your fingers, you can either leave it like this and go in with top coat and just wear it on its own, or you can go in with some nail art, or you can go in with gel colour. For the purpose of today's live, I'm just going to go in with a top coat and show you how the final product. So to get rid of all that dust, I'm just going to use my dusting brush, and then again I'm going to go in with a nail wipe just to get rid of all the dust and debris. If anyone's got any questions, please feel free to put them in. So in terms of top coats, I always get asked about this, and there is 2 top coats that I use. We've got the no wipe top coat, which is just your bog standard top coat, nice and thin, nice and glossy, great wear. Then we've also got the no wipe tempered top coat, and this is a little bit thicker and a little bit more hard wearing, a little bit more scratch resistant. I find this is great for clients who are a little bit more heavy handed. It's really good for encapsulating nail art, and I've put it on all my clients who have gone on holiday this year and they've all come back in perfect condition. There's been little fading from the sun, sun creams, things like that. So I will apply one on one hand and one on the other. So first off, we'll go with the no wipe tempered top coat. So with it being a little bit thicker, I like to use a little bit less product to begin with, and you apply it the same, start in the middle, go into the outside, and keeping it nice and thin. You can see that gloss come to life and how natural the colour latte is. It's definitely my favourite colour, I think, out of all the builder gels. And then using the no wipe top coat, and you can see how thinner this one is and how it applies a little bit differently to the no wipe tempered top coat, but it offers that same glossy finish. There we go. Just going to pop those both in the lamp, and then we'll put some cuticle oil on to finish. If anyone's got any final questions, please feel free to add them in. It's a really pretty colour, isn't it, Yaz? It's definitely a popular one. So thank you to everyone who has joined tonight. I hope you found it useful and found some tips and tricks for when you're applying Builder Gel. And if you've never used Builder Gel before and you've been and ahhing whether it's for you, definitely give it a go. Just give these, waiting for the cure to finish. Yeah, the refining really helps just give you that flawless finish, especially if you're going to then apply colour. You want to make sure your base has got no lumps and bumps and it's completely how you want it to be before applying your colour. Do you cure your Builder Gel for 60 seconds? Yes, I do. Sometimes if I use my dotting tool when doing a nail art, I can feel some bumps. Any tips to smooth? I would definitely use, if you're doing nail art that's got a little bit of level to it, definitely invest in the no wipe tempered top coat because it's a little bit thicker. It's a similar consistency to the Builder Gel, just a little bit runnier. It means it self levels over any lumps and bumps. So when I've been doing tortoise shell I use a lot of blossom gel or even the glass gels, it can leave a bit of texture because I'm using a dotting tool. So definitely use the no wipe top coat. Yeah, definitely the tepid no wipe top coat. What lamp? I have got the Bluesky lamp. So it's got a removable base, and then it's got your timer, so it's on off, 5 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds. So 5 seconds is great for Lexan gel, my colours for 30 seconds. Then I always do my build gel for 60 seconds just because I'm working on different hands on clients, which just makes sure that all the hands are cured properly. I have a video for torty nails, but we can definitely do another one. If you want to message me afterwards, I can send you the link to it. So there they are out of the lamp. So to finish, I'm just going to add some cuticle oil. Just pop that all around to rehydrate the nails. A great tip when you're using cuticle oil is to not forget about the free edge. So I always apply it underneath the free edge as well. And again, that's a great way to help any lifting at the free edge, is to make sure it stays hydrated. Then we'll just massage that in. Yep, everything I've got is Bluesky. I have a lot of it. I have about 350 colours in total. So everything from my base coat, top coat, builder gel, colours, cleansing, all Bluesky. And there we go. That is how we apply Fast and Easy Builder Gel. As I say, you can also fix broken nails with this. You can do small extensions. My page is @nailed_by_Emily, and it's the same on TikTok and the other app. And I'll also be tagged in Bluesky's page from advertising today's live. If we've got no more final questions, I'm going to leave it there. So thank you all for joining me today, and I hope you found it useful.